Honor to be here today. I do want to recognize my colleague, Dr. Neil Brown, that's here. I know Alderman or Councillor, they are now called, Sean Chu is here as well. And I do want to bring regrets on behalf of MP Michelle Rempool, who let me know that she's unable to make it because of other commitments that she has with her new responsibilities of Minister of the Crown, but wishes she could be here today, but she's participating in many other ceremonies across the city at this time. It is an honor to be here on behalf of my colleagues in the Alberta Legislature, on behalf of Premier Redford, on what is a solemn day, but also a day of celebration as well. It's certainly solemn for those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, whether they've lost their lives or limbs. But we could also celebrate and be proud of the history of our armed forces and their great history of fighting for our freedom and fighting for freedom around the world, so those that can live away from tyranny and be able to live in a democracy where they have the freedom to pursue their own dreams and passions. I had dinner just the other week with the Premier, and she was telling me that since from her experiences in Afghanistan in working with the United Nations, Remembrance Day has become a lot more of an emotional event for her. And it got me thinking about what it means for myself. And I don't have any prepared notes today because I believe that it's important in days like this to be able to speak from the heart. And for many of us, we all have our own attachments as to what Remembrance Day means. But I think it's very important that as a country, as a nation, that we take one day of the year to remember those that have ultimately paid the ultimate sacrifice in their lives and their limbs, to make sure that we, as citizens of this country, continue to enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy today. We're very fortunate because not everybody in this world gets to live in a country like we do, and it doesn't come without sacrifice. And we must remember that. And Remembrance Day is a very, very important day in our provinces, or in our country's history for that. I do want to say, though, that we must not stop here today. I think that remembering people on Remembrance Day that have paid the ultimate sacrifice is one important aspect of how we pay respect to those people. But we must live our lives and conduct our affairs as individuals and citizens of this great country in a way that pays respect to the values that these people fought for and died for. And those are values of democracy, values of human rights, and values of freedom. And we must live those values every single day in order for this day to mean anything, in order for their ultimate sacrifice to mean anything. And so in paying respect to the individuals that have lost their lives in the various conflicts over our country's history, we must do those two things. We must take time on Remembrance Day and remember them and make sure that they are never forgotten. And we must live our lives day to day, every single day, with those values of mind, of democracy, of freedom, and of peace. So with that, I just want to say thank you. It's an honor to be here today with many, many people in the community here to pay that respect and make sure that we never forget these individuals. Thank you.
Thank you.